Vasudevaya.
Chanting a prayer that Shyamdas and myself would love to sing together. Near Woodstock, we had his beautiful home, and on that porch, that enclosed porch where Srinathji resided, we would often sit for hours and hours singing together, talking together. I was very fond of this prayer from Guru Rama. May I teach you? Pretty easy. Krishna. Everyone repeat after me. Krishna. Krishna Priya. Beloved of Krishna. That's the name of Sri Radha. Krishna Priya. Shama. That's Sri Radha's name. Krishna Priya Shama. Ladali, which is Sri Radha as a little girl. Ladali Radha. Krishna Priya Shama 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 Ladali Radha. Banu Ladali Kori Kori. Banu Ladali Kori Kori. Banu Ladali Kori Kori. Banu Ladali Kori Kori. Kori Vrindavaneshwari Radhe Radhe. Vrindavaneshwari Radhe Radhe. Banu Dulari Radhe Radhe. Banu Dulari Radhe Radhe. Krishna Priya Shama Ladali Radha. Krishna Priya Shama Ladali Radha. Ladali Radha. Ladali Radha. Krishna Priya Shama Ladali Radha. Krishna Priya Shama Ladali Radha. Rasa Biharini Radhe Radhe. Rasa Biharini Radhe Radhe. These are truly sacred moments where we come together to remember and share our love for a very great person who has affected our hearts and our lives. And for many of us, is the person who is the bridge bus. The bridge that brought us all together. Almost everyone in this room who is more dear to me than my life now, I never would have known without Shyamdas. Shyamdas loved people in whatever race, whatever religion, whatever species. He loved people. And he truly celebrated the success and the blessings that people receive. When someone did well, Shyamdas was so happy. He would love to speak about it. He would love to spread the word. Because he had such a rich quality. He just didn't have envy. He was truly everyone's well-wisher. And that's not something that you can program your mind to do. That's only possible Arandrisvani Vartate, when we're experiencing something deep, very high. It was simply an expression of his love for Krishna, his love for God. I'd like to share with you what's coming to my mind at this moment. It was a conversation I had with Shyamdas. Now, please bear with me, forgive me, but when we had conversations, they always became very esoteric. May I share it with you? I was staying with him in his house near Woodstock, and we would love to take walks. We would walk and talk, and talk and walk, and walk and talk, and keep walking and talking, and talking and walking. And he would take me to special places he liked. And he took me to this really long bridge over a body of water. We drove there, and then we walked. And as I'm right there. We're looking over this water, and we were quiet for some time. And I cited a particular verse, and we spoke on that verse for hours. I'd like to share with you what he was saying and what I was saying, but I'm not going to say who said what. The verse is composed by Sri Chaitanya. And it's a verse describing the heart of the gopis when Krishna had left Vrindavan and they were merged in separation. The Sanskrit is Yugayatam Nimeshena Chakshusha Prabhurashayatam Sunyayatam Jagat Sarvam Govinda Virahenane. Now most people you have to translate. Shyamdas was a Sanskrit scholar. The amazing thing is I don't even say Sanskrit properly, but he understood it. And he started to cry. And when I saw him cry, I started to cry. And then our conversation began. He translated the verse. Yugayatam nimeshena chakshusha prabhrashayata. And nimesh is a calculation of time. The scriptures tell us that when you blink involuntarily, now you're all blinking, but you don't even know you're blinking. And when you involuntarily blink, you don't even notice it. But the amount of time the upper eyelid touches the lower eyelid in that blink is called a nimesh. It's like about a 1/12 of a second. And the gopis are saying, one nimesh, one fraction of a moment without you, Krishna. It seems like a yuga. It seems like hundreds and thousands of years. Sunyayatam jagat sarvam govinda virahename. And not being with Govinda, Krishna, the entire jagat universe, sunyayatam. It's like a dreary void. Now that kind of sounds depressing. But if we understand the science of bhakti, it's the most enlivening verse that can be imaginable. It's an expression of the experience of their love. When Shyamdas would say, be in the bhav, he may not have revealed the details to you, but this is what he's talking about. This deep, deep, profound ecstasy of love. And some of the different stories we shared, he brought up Uddhava. Uddhava was Krishna's very best friend in Dwarka, in Mathura at the time. He would eat with Krishna and walk with Krishna and discuss everything with Krishna. They would be with Krishna. He would be with Krishna all day practically. And Krishna told him, please bring a message to the Gopas and Gopis in Vrindavan. Because since I left them, they are in so much separation. They're practically crying day and night, waiting for me to return. Go back and keep them alive. Uddhava went to Vrindavan with the idea that he was going to give them hope and inspire them. But when he saw the depth of their absorption in Krishna, in separation, their love for him, he was so humbled. In the Bhakti tradition, it's explained, Sambhog, when the object of our love is physically present, then the love of our heart comes out to where that person is. But when the person is gone, for long times, then to find that love, the love goes deeper and deeper and deeper into the very core of the heart, to the very soul. And because Krishna is the Paramatma, the soul within every heart, we find our love there. And because a great personality is an eternal soul beyond this body, on a spiritual platform in separation, our love goes deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper into the very core of our hearts. And when we find our beloved there, Shyamdas was saying earlier this evening, when we remember our beloved in the core of our heart, we see our beloved everywhere and in everything. We just can't forget. This is Vipralamba or Virahabhav, love in separation. Because this physical body is temporary for all of us. But the Atma, the soul, is Nahanyate Hanyamane Sari. Najayate Mriyate Vakadachit. It's eternal, it's everlasting. And on a spiritual level, we can never be separated. If that bridge, that bond of love is there. And it's not just an imagination, it's real. It's the true connection. That's the beauty of spiritual life. We all want to love, we all want to be loved, but on this physical level, and on this physical emotional level, it's destined to be terminated at any time. But when it's soul to soul, it's forever. And it gets sweeter and sweeter if we make that connection. When Uddhava saw the gopis and the gopas' love for Krishna in separation from him, they were intoxicated in remembering him. He was thinking he was going to teach them something, but he came to the realization, I'm with Krishna all day long, physically, but I don't even have a drop of love compared to the ocean of the gopis' love. And they never see him anymore. He wanted their love. And when he went back and told Krishna what he saw and what his experience was, Krishna said, because I love you, I sent there so that you could learn what real love truly is. It's not physical proximity. It's of the soul. It's of the heart. And that is forever. Uddhava was so moved. Even though he's a prince, he's Krishna's friend in Dwarka, he prayed that he could be just a little piece of grass in Brajbhumi, Vrindavan, so that the gopis would step on his head. And he was thinking, if they step on my head and that dust comes upon me, then I may get even a trace of their love. No envy. He didn't even want to be a gopi. He just wanted to serve them the most menial way. This is bhakti. We're not trying to compete with each other. We're trying to serve each other. We honor and appreciate how Krishna is manifesting in others' hearts. And then we discussed from the Brihad Bhagavatamrita, where when Krishna was in Dwarka and he hadn't been to Vrindavan for so long, many, many decades, they asked him, why don't you go back? Why do you leave these people, these Brijavasis in so much separation? And Krishna started to cry. He said, I miss them more than they miss me. And they said, well, why don't you go back? He said, because in their longing to be with me and their feelings of separation, their love is so deep and it's so ever increasing within their hearts, and we are embracing heart to heart. It just doesn't get any higher than that. If I go back, I'll disturb that love in separation. That was how much he appreciated. In Ramayana we discussed Sita was in Sri Lanka, or Lanka at the time, for almost 1 year in separation from Ram, and Ram in separation from Sita. And this is the heart of the Ramayana. What was their love for each other in separation? What was the depth of the ecstasy of their searching for one another? And Bharat, Ram's brother, he lived in Nandigram, a little village outside of Ayodhya, for 14 years. And he dressed like Ram was in the forest with tree bark and matted his hair and lived in a little straw hut and just ate some barley soaked in cow urine. I guess that's vegan. Technicality, I don't know. But 24 hours a day, he was practically not sleeping or eating. He was doing seva. He was running the whole kingdom. But he was seeing around everywhere, in everything, because he was so deeply connected to him in the heart, in separation. Shyamdas and I were talking about this subject and crying together and talking together and sometimes laughing together and crying and laughing and talking many, many hours. But now we're all feeling like that towards Shyamdas. Krishna took him. Why? He lived only to give us a connection to God, a connection to that higher truth, a connection to Srinathji. In whatever way one's particular spiritual path understands it. And that's why he was here. And for Krishna to take him away the way he did could only be because in his separation it would actually bring us closer. Closer to Shyamdas in separation. That's what love does on a spiritual platform. And closer to his beloved, Srinathji. He's with Srinathji. He showed us how to get there, and now he's there waiting. That's my understanding. And I think that's his understanding. Right, Nuts? What do you think? For sure. He brought us together May not be thousands and thousands of people, but the quality of who is here at the Ananda Ashram. One of Shyamdas' favorite places was the Ananda Ashram. For decades, come here and perform kirtan. They're very special. My own beloved Guru Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, in 1965, 1966, he was living with His Holiness Brahmananda Saraswati, Dr. Ramurti Mishra, and every weekend they would come here together to the Ananda Ashram. They had kirtan to speak. My own relation with Shyamdas ji. I lived in Vrindavan 1971-72. And the only other Western person with this kind of skin that we have was a devotee named Asim Krishnadas. And we lived in the same ashram together for some time. And he had already been there for many years. He had a shaved head, saffron robes, and I had long matted hair and very river-stained white sadhu robes. But somehow he just took me in. And then when I left the ashram and I was just sleeping under trees and living on riverbanks, he thought that was so nice. He did the same thing. So we would wander Vrindavan, going to different great souls, Babas and Sadhus and Swamis and Vaishnavas. We'd go to different forests. And we would meet often. But then my visa ended and I had to leave. And I was away for about 11 or 12 years. And I remember the day before I had to leave, we did Govardhan Parikrama together. And I remember we stopped and ate rotis, bread at Jatipur. And I was crying, oh, I have to leave Vrindavan. I won't get rotis. I have to leave Govardhan. And I was so sad. And he sent me off from the railway station at Mathura, and he gave me a bag of rotis to take. But they didn't last 11 years. They just lasted a couple weeks. And then about 11 years later, I was doing Govardhan Parikrama. And I had no connection. We were writing to each other for a couple of years, but then somehow or other it spaced out and we lost all connection. 11 years later, I'm walking around the Govardhan Hill and I'm at Jatipuram and I'm walking one way and I see somebody walking right toward me. It was him. But it was interesting. Because now I had a shaved head and saffron robes, and he had long matted hair and dirty sadhu robes. And we embraced. It was just beautiful. And he went to a Brajapasi's house and begged for some rotis, and we sat in the same place we were 11 years before eating rotis. And I remember at that time, he asked me a question. Do you know Shyamdas? And I said, I know so many Shyamdas. Almost everyone in Vrindavan is Shyamdas. This is a servant of Krishna. And he said, no, he told me he's in the Pushti Marg, he's from Connecticut. And he was just telling me all about Shyamdas. And we would meet often after that, and he would always love to tell me about Shyamdas and how I must meet Shyamdas. Told me how he was a great Sanskrit scholar, and he was an incredible crook, and he was so artistic in the way he served Thakurji, and how he was such an incredible musician in classical style. He was so blissful to talk about Shyamdas. But we never met. And then I seen Krishnadas. Krishna took him away. He left this world. And one day I was in New York, and Shyamdas ji came with Stefan. It was my first meeting. And our first meeting, he talked the whole time. And I very blissfully listened for two reasons. One is everything he was saying was so interesting, and two is I have to talk so much, I really like to listen. And then we started meeting regularly after that. And I remember, is it West Camp where he stayed? Yes. We would climb down the mountain to where the river is, and we'd sit there sometimes. And I remember he started to cry, and he said, my best friend in the world was Asim Krishnadas. And he used to always tell me about you and how I should meet you. And I said, he used to always tell me about you and how I should meet you. And now we're meeting. And he would say, whenever I'm with you, I feel Asim Krishnadas's friendship. He's here. When we're together, I feel that he's here. And I said the same thing. You're the only person in the world who can make me feel like I'm with him again. And I feel the same way now. When I'm with all of you, it's not just imagination, it's not just a feeling. On the spiritual level, Shyamdas ji is here when we're remembering him. With gratitude, with affection. He lived to teach us that. That's what he received from the great acharyas in his lineage, great spiritual teachers, from Sripad Vallabhacharya back to the beginning of creation through eternity. When we used to take our walks, we would test each other to see if there was any sectarianism in the other. These are serious talks. And we never found a trace, either one of us, in our relationship. And we had a wonderful format. He would speak for about an hour about the life of Vallabhacharya and Sri Vallabhacharya. And I would speak about an hour on the life of Sri Chaitanya. And we would do this wherever we were. And he would get so much into talking, and I would get so much into talking, and I was so much into listening, because he didn't know these things, and I didn't know these things either. And we were going into such depth. Sometimes he would be driving. He had like an old Mercedes or something, if I remember. And he'd be driving, and he'd be talking. And And really, he completely forgot he was driving. But I saw how totally unaware he was of the road or anything else. He was just completely like he was on stage giving a lecture. His hands were going like this. Trucks, 18-wheel trucks are going by. I said, Shyamdas, I remember thinking, God exists. Definitely exists. He didn't care if he lived or died. He just wanted to talk about Krishna. And I was in a passenger seat, and I was talking the same way, but it wasn't so momentous. And it's interesting, we must have talked about 30 hours like that. In different, every time we meet, we just take up where we left off. And about 30 hours later of him talking 15 hours, me talking 15 hours, him talking about Sripad Vallabhacharya, I'm talking about Sri Chaitanya. We just got to the point, both of us, where they were born. Really? We were just approaching the point where they appeared on the earth. And then we were really alive, and now it's... But that was how we spent our time. Shyamdas ji, in his heart of hearts, he was such a completely detached person because he was just so attached to that spiritual realm within himself, to Krishna, his beloved. And what a contribution. Stefan, he inspired Stefan to begin the Omega ecstatic chant. He inspired Sridharji to begin Bhakti Fest. Perhaps more than anyone in the early times, he inspired kirtan in the whole society of yoga. And he did it with such grace. Although he was a person who was connected to such a deep philosophy, such a profound, timeless lineage, with such incredibly high principles, that he embraced wholeheartedly. Still, he had such an open heart, because he just loved people and wanted to share with people what he loved most. Anandashram means the ashram of spiritual joy. I'm really feeling that. For those of us here who are touched by Shyamdas ji, directly or indirectly, we're sharing the pains of separation in our hearts. But in doing so, we're actually celebrating together the joy, the ananda, what he gave us, who he was, and where he is, and where he's waiting for us. Thank you very much. through Shyamdas ji, I'd go to his house and all of Das and Madhu Sudan be there. His eager little students studying raga and studying Sanskrit and studying philosophy. And he'd always send them away. And we would go to David and Padma Sharon's house. He would love to go there. We go to Shruti Ram and Ishwari to visit them. And we would go to Robert Thurman in Nana. And it was quite amazing. They would get in these Sanskrit debates. They had such different kind of philosophies. And they wouldn't hide it. They would go right on. But they loved each other more intimately. That was Shyamdas. In his heart, he was so deeply rooted in tradition. But in his life, heart to heart, he just embraced everyone. There was a particular melody of the Mahamantra that he really liked me to sing. And he especially liked it when everyone danced. So, should we celebrate like this? As I'm chanting, please fold your hands like this. And as you're chanting, let's raise our arms very high. And call out this great feeling.
Hare Hare
Torrential rains, thunder, lightning, and the Vrajavasis were at the brink of devastation. They cried out to Lord Sri Krishna. And as Srinath Sri Giridhari, he lifted the Govardhan hill to protect them. When they enjoyed 7 blissful days together. With that same spirit, let us loudly cry out the holy names of the Lord. Everyone together, very loudly, with great feeling.